All right, let's get this Saturday morning started. Got my Dunkin' Donuts coffee. And if you know me well, I love coffee, and it's an addiction and part of my day, but whatever. So, just finishing up a startup tune for my buddy Marlon over at Island Man Motors. He does a lot of swaps, a lot of old schools, donks, Cutlass, lots of colors, lots of different, all the G bodies basically. Helping him out, getting that together so he can get that car started up, and then it can come to me later on. But yeah, today in the shop, I've got a turbo Camaro, and we're gonna get to that here in a second. And there she is. Pretty clean build. Got an LS, precision turbo, precision wastegate down there. Probably can't really see it, but it's really clean. Got the bumper exit exhaust, wastegate coming out of there too. They even stuck a muffler down in there to quiet it down a little bit. Running on the Holley HP EFI. Great system. Used it a lot. It's it's got a lot of capabilities. The HP is a little bit limited on the inputs and outputs, but it's it's still pretty good. It's a good system. If you go crazy with it, you probably want to upgrade to a Dominator just to have more inputs and outputs. But for most simple setups, the HP is good, and especially if you don't really need transmission control or anything like that. So that's your usual Camaro drag setup. Weld wheels. Got a Turbo 400 in it. Pretty common deal for something like this. The Holley dash. Really nice interior in this one too. It's a really clean car. This one was put together by Ronnie's Hot Rods in Senatobia, Mississippi, and they did a pretty good job on it. This one actually is just running on wastegate. They didn't do a boost controller on it yet. It's just a 93 octane deal. Talked to the customer. He's just kind of trying to get started, learn how to drive the car, and then step up. Hopefully I can get him back in here soon to turn the boost up on it, because I like boost and I want more of it. So, but for 93 octane, it'll probably be good, and it'll get him used to the car. I already went through and updated the firmware on the ECU and the dash, because with these Holleys, what I've noticed is that depending on how long it was on the shelf before they got it, it'll be on a really old version of firmware. And you really want to have people up to date on their software and firmware so that they can have all the nice new features and stuff like that they come out with. The ECU firmware takes about 30 minutes to load up, so definitely want to have the car on a battery charger and have a little time on your hands. But as long as you save your tune before, you can load it right back in. Everything's good. Car will start right up. The dash can be a little tricky. You have to put it on a clean USB drive, no other files on it but the dash firmware. You plug it into the USB, go through the little menus on the dash, and you're updated. So sometimes it takes a few times, but just make sure it is a clean USB drive, nothing else on there, and you'll have a little easier time doing it. So I'm sure you're tired of hearing me talk and you're ready to hear this car running, so let's get this thing on the dyno. And through the magic of television, we're on the dyno. Sounding pretty good. Alright, so the previous tune had this thing idling pretty rich. It was idling like 13. That is quite a bit richer than it needs to be, and you can see how black that spark plug is there. But we're gonna put some new ones in there and gap them, and the whole deal. So this is normal for a car that's been running for a while but wasn't maybe completely tuned. So if you're working on LS and you don't have one of these, you are doing yourself a disservice. It's the perfect length. It's because it's got the 1-inch extension built into it, but it's also a swivel, and you don't have to have multiple things. But this thing is a lifesaver when you're working on the LS or anything, you know, that's got, you know, runners, exhaust runners close to the spark plug. So just another little tip. While we're on the subject of tools, this is probably one of my favorite tools I have. It is a spark plug gapper, and it's got feeler gauges integrated into it. You just put your spark plug in there, screw it down, check your gap. I got this one from Buck Performance, and it's held up pretty good. I've had it for a little while. So, but yeah, just another little piece of information. I really thought I was gonna get out without an issue, but yeah, see all that oil down there? That's from the catch can that was full. Yeah, that's not chocolate milk. That's all the stuff that was in the catch can. It was completely full. So when I made a hit, it all came out of the top. So empty your catch can before you bring it in to get tuned. Save your tuner some time. All right, got her all cleaned up, sprayed down with brake cleaner. So that shouldn't be another problem. And just another thing of whenever I say these things and I'm trying to give people tips and stuff, it's never to throw shade at the owner of the vehicle, because they probably don't know either. And that's the whole purpose of me making these videos, is to just try to show things so that maybe people can make a little checklist of like, oh man, I didn't do that when I took my car to get tuned, or maybe I should do that before. So that's all this stuff is just to kind of show, hey, let's, you know, I had to take a couple minutes. Things just scared the crap out of me. Little issue happened, and you know what? This could happen to anyone. And so I left it just how it happened so people could see. So that right there, that's your idle set screw. And then so here's the hose clamp that's holding this on. You know, probably at some point that got taken off, moved around, whatever. Well, when I'm at full throttle and then it came down, you see it stopped. So I let off and it kept revving because it couldn't get past it. And if I put a little more force on it, see, it came off of there. But oh my God, on the street, that would have been freaking crazy. Yeah, that. But as you see in the clip, like, I mean, as soon as it happens, I see it still revving, I just grab the key and cut it off. I mean, you just have to be alert, and that's why, you know, rev limiters and things like that are important, because had this not, you know, had a rev limiter on there, it would have revved to whatever. We would have hurt the engine, but the rev limiter's there. So even though it got out of control, don't panic, turn the key off, and you're done. So, you know, you don't have to have a, I don't know, if you're old as me and you remember the Toyota Prius situation or whatever, you don't have to have that. So this thing's not really making a ton of boost. It's only 6 pounds of boost. It's 6 pounds, but it falls. So it's not really, you know, super impressive right now. We're definitely gonna have to get some more boost in this thing. It's 6 pounds, but since it doesn't have any kind of boost controller on it, it falls to like 4.5 by the time we get up top. So it'll be fun on the street, but it's gonna need more power than this. I know he's not gonna be that happy with this level, so we're gonna have to put a boost solenoid on there. Probably change the spring. Probably start at like a 10-pound spring, because really, I don't think he'll ever really want to drive it with less than 10. So 10 will get us to where we can run up to 20, and I think it'll be all right. That's where we're at on this one. I think it's going to be it. We're probably just going to call it here. Air fuel was good, timing's good, the engine's running good. It was running good on that pull, but the throttle got stuck. So I'm going to move that clamp so that doesn't happen again, and then we're probably going to wrap this one up. As always, thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. You know, thanks to Jay, Underworld Media. He's been doing the edits on these videos and stuff for me, doing a great job. So we're gonna keep on trying to bring the content to you and showing what I go through as a tuner. So I hope you guys like it, and that's it.